Hey Cancer, it's your girl Jay, the High Priestess, back at it again with the general tarot reading for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Cancer season 2022. Baby, happy birthday. Happy birthday to all my Cancer sons. Be sure to check out your Sun, Moon, and Rising. Patreon gets everything first. They get all the extendeds, all the Patreon plunge, which is what we call it around here. Patreon.com/justjeverything for daily content. Check out my Instasham at justj_everything. I only have one account. Please don't get got. And for other dope shit that I do, my website, justjeverything.com. I am probably going to have to break this in half because I have another client coming up in about 15 minutes, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. But I had to give you this energy while I was feeling it because it's feeling very hyper feminine. It's feeling absolutely adore me, take care of me, pamper myself, adoring myself, taking care of myself, loving myself. It's very, it just feels hyper feminine. Even if you are male identifying or have a penis born body, there is something very feminine to be celebrated about this season. There's something very nurturing, very kind, very warm, very cold, very hot and cold, very fast changing. The thing about Cancers, and I say this to my Cancer clients all the time, is don't ever let anybody tell you that you're moody. You just process the spectrum of emotions at a faster pace than anyone else. If you think about the moon is the fastest moving luminary. It is going through all of the signs at the fastest rate. And so of course they're going from assertive to stubborn to inquisitive to feeling to desiring, willing. You know what I mean? There's this shift, and it is a very psychic season. So we're absolutely leaning all the way into our intuition and psychic abilities. I got a new chair and I love it. And it was given to me by a Cancer. Shout out to Good Juju Tattoo. But it's tall, and so you can't see all of me, but it's so it's so good for my posture. And there is something about presenting, how you're presenting yourself. Looking from an elevated position. There's a difference between looking down at an elevated looking down on people from an elevated perspective and just having a fucking elevated perspective. You know what I mean? You don't, just because you're looking down doesn't mean that you have to make people feel that. So we are leaning all the way into connecting into our intuition, connecting to our spirit, and then actually acting off of it. Acting off of spirit and intuition, not your emotions. So it's really, really important to differentiate the two. There's nothing wrong with your emotions. They are like indicator lights. You know what I mean? They are to be observed and examined and felt and experienced, but they're not meant to rule you. So how do you tell the difference between your emotions and your spirit? And no one can answer that question for you. You've got to figure out how to answer that for yourself. And I feel like that will be coming up this Cancer season. It is time. The answer for me actually is time. Time is how I tell the difference between something that my spirit and my emotions are telling me. The sensation is also how I can tell. And that's going to be also different for everybody. And so try giving it time. Try giving something silence. Try giving something patience. Try giving something receptivity to correction. Because like any mother or caregiving figure will say, with love comes correction. When someone really fucking loves you, they're not afraid to check you. or correct you or let you know, hey, I'm not, fix your hair or do this, or like you got something in your nose, or that doesn't look right, or you know what I mean. And you may take it as like, damn, a personal attack, but it like see through the maybe layer of judgment that could be perceived, and understand that I love you enough not to let you be out here being mediocre. I love you enough to like want you to be the best version, for you to be presented as the best as you can be. So that could be something you're experiencing, or also things that you're needing to say to people, and you may be needing to find different vernacular, find a different way to articulate that, a less critical or disruptive or fucking rude way of expressing your love, or expressing your need to correct, or the way that you're going to correct. You just need to like evaluate it. So I don't want to get into a whole bunch of astrological notes. I'm giving everybody the basics. And the basics for this season is on June 21st, Cancer gets the sun. And so automatically we're moving towards dealing with the home, family, roots, the end of the matter, the parental unit, real estate, property, emotions, the soul, and it's supposed to be an emotional time. It's supposed to be a feeling time, but it's also supposed to be a very intuitive time. And so I do feel like the differentiation between that is important. So light it if you got it. Hydrate all the time, always, but specifically for Cancer season, because we are diving in, reaching out to our benevolent ancestors, Mother God, Father God, Mother Earth, asking for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Cancer season 2022. Now on June 22nd, Venus goes into Gemini. We start your season with Venus at home in Taurus, and that may be why I'm getting the ooey gooey lovey dovey stuff that's happening, the hyper femininity that's going on. It's just like, shake what your mama gave ya, but at the same time it's very, I don't need to chase shit, it comes to me. Draw it in, draw it to you. Take your blindfold off to your power and to your ability to access your divine feminine energy, and what that actually fucking means to you and what you want to do about it. Venus going into Gemini on June 22nd is going to make femininity like way more analytical, and so that like kind of innate, natural, like luxurious kind of energy does shift into a place where it's going to be easier for you to overthink things, and that's where you lose that connection to spirit. But I do feel like it's a great time. It's going to also be a great time for you to practice on like taking that natural inner feminine energy that you connect to and actually interacting, using it, relating to other people, having these healthy kind of flows and exchanges, playing with the energy, reaching for and diving deeper into your manifestation skills. I just got a flash of the Magician. So definitely developing your skills, your talents to communicate, to woo, to draw in. On June 28th, Neptune retrogrades in Pisces, and there's definitely going to be tests in connection to spirit and in your intuition. I'm telling you, and I'm going to say it till it stops coming, but there's going to come a time when we can't trust what we see with our physical eyes, and you've got to be able to trust in your spirit. You've got to really do your work to figure out, do you know how to listen? When the divine says go left, do you hesitate? Later that night on the 28th, we have the new moon in Cancer, which I'll do another video on. But that new moon in Cancer is about planting seeds in the spirit, planting seeds of the spirit, of nurturing, of home, of roots, of connection, of love, of togetherness. It's going to be a very emotional time, and it should be. On June 5th, Mars then goes into Taurus, and it's like finally you can like woo-saw. There is this slowing down finally that Mars is going to be forced to do once it goes into Taurus, and it does feel like a good time for you to receive, a good time for you to it just feels like a more adaptable pace for you, especially since Mars falls in Cancer. And so Mars, you guys experience Mars at a way more productive. You have a way more productive experience with Mars when he is in signs that don't like bring him to life. That same day, July 5th, Mercury goes into Cancer. And so you get Mercury and the Sun. And so there's definitely this heightened articulation, heightened creativity, heightened expression, new things coming in with technology, maybe new hardware, maybe new software, things that make technology easier or make work easier. I do feel like maybe somebody with Gemini or Virgo or Cancer or Capricorn also placements that may be coming into your life or ramping up or becoming more important or more constructive in your life. And that's for you to determine. On July 13th, we have the full moon in Capricorn, your opposite, and there's definitely going to be a release in the realm of like maybe some kind of hang-ups you've had about your public life or what is publicly known about you. Releases or new chapters in the career, in long-term, in your reputation. What else? And accomplishments, those in power in your life. What you consider your peak. On July 17th, then you get Venus, baby. And I'm telling you, it's about to get real lovey-dovey. That's why I'm just like, ooh. I'm excited that no cards are coming out because I don't want to have to rush through this. And I just really want to give you, I don't want to rush through this part. And I have a client coming up in a few minutes. And so I just wanted to get this portion out, and hopefully I can carry this like ooey gooey good, like lovey-dovey energy through it, because it doesn't have to be lovey-dovey romantic, but it just feels like lovey-dovey, like you really appreciate your power, like you are feeling into like, I am me, hear me fucking roar, regardless of your you know, how you identify or your gender or anything. There is just this like power that I feel like is coming through. And Venus is very much so that. Venus is the planet of attraction. Venus attracts. And so she's going to be attracting in. Venus is money. Venus is art, love, beauty, stability. Venus is quality. She is the connoisseur. You know, so hey, there's some consistencies. There's also some family. This isn't just money. This is family. This is feeling like you belong. This is goodness. And there are opportunities that you get to make, and you can very much so opt into these really good feelings. On July 19th, Mercury leaves and goes into Leo, and that same day, Chiron retrogrades in Aries. So I feel like, say what you need to say. Say it while Mercury is in Cancer. Articulate it while Mercury is in Cancer. Initiate it, launch it, debut it, get shit popping while Mercury is in Cancer. And that way, when Mercury goes into Leo, you're comfortable shining already. You're comfortable with them being, you know, with the attention that's coming, because you got Venus, and Venus is going to bring in a lot of attention. And Chiron retrogrades in Aries, being like, can you handle the spotlight? Can you handle this goodness? Are you going to self-sabotage it? Are you going to ask for what you want? Are you going to be a fucking martyr? Are you going to do the things that you really want to do? Are you going to break the old habits? We'll find out, because you get the sun, baby. I'll be right back. Hey, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I'm back. Also, did I mention that I am doing your reading during the full moon in Sagittarius? I'm on my moon cycle So we getting all the moon energy all up in here. Excuse me, I gave you the astrological portion, and honestly, that's all the notes that I'm going to be giving any of this, all of the signs for Cancer season, because like I said, we are leaning all the way into using our intuition, differentiating our intuition and our spirit from our emotions, and then acting on that, while of course striving to incorporate logic, wisdom, knowledge. So, light if you got it. Hydrate. We were thinking our benevolent ancestors. I know I already said it. I'm going to say it again because it bears repeating. Calling in our benevolent ancestors, asking for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For Cancer season 2022, baby. First card out is the Four of Cups. So the first thing to be clarified on the selenite throne is your relationship to this outdated source of protection. It's almost laughable, Cancer. It's almost laughable the way that you like bob and weave or go in and out of the shell. There is definitely Nine of Cups. Ooh, okay. And there's a whole lesson right up here. I could do the whole fucking reading just off these two cards, because both of their arms are crossed, but there is such a difference in their stance and in the interpretation of what their body language is, because there is a choice here. And when new love is presented to you, new connection, new opportunity, an opportunity to level up creatively, Jesus, spiritually. Do you clam up? Or are you going to do what we just talked about, incorporating our logic with our spirit, knowing the difference between our feelings and our spirit, and that is requiring some emotional inventory to look at the cups of the past, looking at the emotional and spiritual and creative cycles of the past, being able to put it behind you and feeling really, really fucking proud of yourself. Self-made versus outdated source of protection. And I'm so focused on the cups that have spilled. I'm so focused on partying, on having fun, or on connecting, or the first feelings that you get when you're in a first relationship, the rush of it all, the rush of love. Or I'm so focused on addiction, or the time I was cheated on, or the time I was lied to, or these, you know, am I being cheated on, my suspicions. I'm so focused on that I'm not able to even see or be in awe of the fact that a cup is being offered to me out of the sky by way of the divine. I'm only keeping the Four of Cups because that's what came out, but the Nine of Cups was on the bottom of the deck. So let's go ahead. I feel like I should get all the cards. Nine of Cups, the Devil reversed. Freedom, baby. There's liberation that's coming through. And that's what's happening. You got to evaluate the old toxic situations for, okay. So for some of you, what this is happening is you're finally in a position to evaluate the past, and it sets you free. For others, there is a new love, a new relationship, something new that's coming in that's giving you the hindsight to experience a whole new level of freedom. Freeing someone's mind, freeing someone's heart. There may be an end of a really toxic situation with a Capricorn or an Aquarius or another Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. Something that's had a hold on you or a power over you. Some of you, it's like you're coming out of like this like sex, drugs, and rock and roll kind of like mindset or lifestyle. Maybe you're coming into the Tower. There's some big changes that are coming through. The Tower at the center of the reading says that everything is changing. There may be somebody with Aries or Scorpio placements that's coming in that's helping you really take the road less traveled. The Leo inspired there, the Leo in the background. The Leo strength next to the Five of Pentacles. The Leo may be feeling a little left out or confused. There may be also parts of you that are feeling left out or confused. I also feel like working out is really important and leaning into your physical energy. What did I say? Mars going into Taurus. The Tower is Mars. Mars going into Taurus is going to bring in some woo-saw kind of moments. And it may look like, I mean, yes, this is the Tower, but the Tower is an opportunity for self-mastery. And you may be experiencing some self-mastery by way of conflict or changes. And, you know, change is a 4-letter word to Cancer, and they don't, not all of you do the best with sudden changes. But I do feel like you may not like it, but you're built to sidestep. You're built to, you know, look at the patterns of the crab. It's like you have everything that you need: the protection, the exoskeleton, the armor, the ability to like, you know what I mean? Like, you can sidestep some shit. And I feel like maybe Cancer season is going to help you remember that you have that ability. That you have the ability to be the catalyst, not just the victim of something. Some of you, okay, and I'm going to say that because some of you are being broken out of a victim mentality. Or I also feel like your mother, or you're having some conversations with your mother or your father that where they are in a sort of like victim mentality, or in a place where woe is me, or there could be, you know, someone around you that's helping you see the power in your pain, someone that's around you that's helping you see your capabilities. New capabilities are going to be birthed out of chaos. New crowns provided, new structures. Something about like really changing your mind, or changing the way of doing things, changing your thinking. There's like, I just heard like, free your mind. There is, and you know, and the rest will follow. Boop, boop. All right, final 2 cards, final 2 messages for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Cancer season 2022. The 2 of Cups. I told you it was motherfucking lovey-dovey. I told you it was lovey-dovey. I love you. You deserve it. But this is only coming because of your willingness. And it's not only that this is only coming, you won't know what to do with this. You won't know how to really make it last unless you've done your part to really evaluate, like, hey, how is my past impacting my present? Hey, are there some shitty behaviors that I need to be aware of? This full moon in Capricorn, your shadow, is going to be coming up. It's going to be activated. You know what I mean? And that full moon in Capricorn is happening on July 13th. And so there is going to be some big changes, big releases, and things that may feel like, you know, periods that may feel dark, or you may feel big like shifts. This could be, you know, but also it's like by way of this angst, or by way of this shadow, and if you integrate it, and that's the thing about the Chariot card. Hey, let's dig for it. The Chariot card, which is your card, that power of the progression forward, the Sphinx is pulling forward, only are working because the light and the dark have aligned and gotten on board. And so you may still have a little period of shadow that's coming up in your season. But that shadow, it's like, it's not what you think it is. The devil's reversed. That's freedom. It's like you finally acquiring something that's helped you balance, that's helping, and you breaking free is going to generate some big changes. You know what I mean? You really stepping into your power, however it may be. you acquiring some sort of independence, you breaking free from the codependency, because healthy interdependence is built on a foundation of healthy independence. Because 1 + 1 makes 2 in this motherfucker. It always will on this plane of existence. And so there is Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising, something really healthy that's coming up, because you're learning how to fill yourself up. You're learning how to express yourself as a whole number. And that's drawing in and attracting in. And people who also see themselves or are putting in the work to express themselves as whole numbers. So it can be 1 and 1 makes 2. And trust and believe, let's say you're around a whole bunch of codependent people, you making yourself your number 1 priority, you doing the work, it's going to like ooze off of you and permeate the environment that you're in. And other people are going to start to know, oh, okay, she's doing her own thing, they're doing their own thing, he's doing their own thing, they're doing their own thing. So I guess I'm gonna have to start, like, energetically budgeting as well, because that's healthy. You can't be everything to everybody or expect somebody to be everything to be, you know what I mean. You're not supposed to be everything to everybody. 10 of Cups just flashed out. So there is definitely a new change in a new chapter in how you love, how you create, how you emote, how other people respond to you. Cancer's coming, Venus is coming into your sign, Cancer. Mercury's coming into your sign. And I feel like it's really important to start articulating these new feelings. And first thing out is, what is this foundation? What is your emotional foundation? What's going on with your attachment style? What's going on with the attachment style of those that you are currently dealing with or interacting with? What are your, are there outdated ways that you're protecting yourself? Are you isolating yourself? Are you able to be vulnerable? Can you trust people? Can you rely on people? Do you have faith that people will be good to you? That you'll get, rewarded for your hard work? There is something about looking at your current emotional and spiritual foundation. Where is the evolution needed? Where is there an upgrade or an expansion or freedom that needs to be acquired? Because there is some sort of something in the past that's been holding you back. And make sure that you're busy being authentic. Because if you keep Tower, and the Tower can either be a breakthrough or it can be a breakdown. It depends on you, baby. Tower moments happen. Chaotic Tower moments happen when we get ourselves into or perpetuate situations where it's like based on some shit that's not structurally sound, like wishful thinking, or this could be like, yeah, we're in this relationship, but we don't have anything fucking in common, or I want to stay in this job, but I'm miserable here. The plunge is going to be fucking juicy, because there's these are big road signs. These are big rerouting that's happening here. Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. The Devil reverse says, like, hey, what has had a hold on you needs to be acknowledged and fucking checked. And once it's checked and once you assert yourself, remember we were talking earlier about posture? Once you assert yourself, there's going to be some changes, and also the changes in people that you attract and that you interact with and that you love. Who you relate to, there's going to be an intensified relation, someone that you really connect with. They may have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or Aries placements. But it does feel divinely orchestrated. This feels like divinely orchestrated connection and intensification of some sort after a period of change, after a period of maybe sudden change. Maybe some of you, you get free in some sort of way, and you meet somebody suddenly. Someone just all of a sudden is in your life, or all of a sudden you bump into someone. This could also be some of you, you meet somebody at AA, or you meet somebody that maybe is a recovering addict, or you meet somebody and they come in and really change your life, or you meet somebody that is restricted in a way that you never thought you wanted to be restricted, and it changes your life. Like, what you thought about love is changing, who you thought you wanted to be attached to, how you wanted it to look. All these things are shifting, and it's like genuine. There's real, like, genuine connection here. I don't even know what to call this. Final card, final message. Lord, hydrate. Final card, final message for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Cancer season 2022. This Two of Cards feels, the Two of Cups feels like a new chapter in relating to yourself. Therefore, of course, you're relating to other people differently. You're really like learning love in a different way. Learning love in a, wow. Okay, the Hierophant is the final card. Some of you are falling in love and getting married. Or you're thinking about marriage. You're thinking about, or you're planning the wedding, or you're planning the commitment. Some of you meet someone at a class, or at church, or at a new gym, or at a like a new group, or you're doing something new. You're doing something for yourself, or doing something with your partner, and it's just like things get deeper, or there's some sort of just like maybe recommitment, or whatever obstacle comes up. Bottom of the deck, the Chariot, you guys showing up. I just pulled this card out. I've been shuffling, and it still came out. Like, you are showing up so strong. This season is very much so needs to be about you. It needs to be about that integration, because I can tell you what, this is where real protection is acquired. When we do our part of facing our shadow, facing the truth about ourselves, evaluating, unpacking our flaws, really we're getting to the root of it. Where did this shit come from? Which parent did we observe this from? Where did we learn this behavior from? Whenever we really do our part to like evaluate and love and fall in love with our shadow. Okay, so for instance, like for me, I know a part of my shadow is violence. Like, I am someone who very much so knows that there's a part of me that can delight in that. I have very warrior-esque energy, and I'm from the South, and I just don't fuck around, and it's just like delightful. But I know that I can't be out here just like, fucking people up left and right, and so it's just like I had to have a come to like, hey, a come to Hecate, I had to have a come to Jesus, like, let's sit down, Jesus, take the wheel. Like, what's going on? Take the wheel. Let's get this shit balanced. So I just, by chance, I partake in really, like, I love, like, gory and, like, violent like movies, and like I'm someone that can handle that, you know what I mean? And it's someone, and it like I can get that out, by like, but I know better, and I'm a fucking adult, and I'm not just gonna like pop off. I'm an Aries. Anyway, so I'm saying that to say this. There is some aspect of your shadow that you need to get really acquainted with. You need to get that motherfucker on board. I've been saying motherfucker a lot in this reading. I don't know. But it's just like getting in that process of evaluating yourself, loving yourself, knowing that your shadow has, like, baby, there's so much information here. There's so much data. There's so much wisdom and knowledge for you to acquire through these obstacles that it makes things balanced all of a sudden. Also, understand that for as much shadow as you experience, you will, because of physics, you will experience the light, an equal amount of light for the equal amount of shadow, And understand that that ebb and flow is just natural. It's something that you govern. So the sooner that you come in terms with the fact that life and love and relationships and togetherness and family and all these things ebb and flow and have cycles, the sooner you can get everything on board. And you facing you gives you different kinds of armor, light and dark armor. So you don't have to be sitting around the world all protected, guarded, and closed off. You don't have to be like braced and ready for impact all the time. Once you face yourself, once you access that shadow, please, untouchable. So there is victory over whatever obstacle is coming through. Leveling up in whatever obstacle is coming through. Happy birthday, baby. You are entering a new paradigm, a new chapter. And that full moon in Capricorn is going to help you release some darkness, release some shadow, but it's going to help you acknowledge it, talk about it. You know what I mean? Feel it. Because you can't heal anything that you're not feeling. And there's so much wisdom, knowledge to be acquired. There's commitment, there's value, there's conflict resolution. That's one thing I will say. Whatever liberation or freedom or whatever it is you got to do to break free, whatever chaos comes from it, there is resolution. There is this getting to the next level. There's information. I also feel like some of you are becoming like relationship therapists or life coaches or something of that nature. There is some sort of like healing that you meet, maybe by way of a romantic partner or a healer or a mentor or going back to school, or you really just like level up in some sort of way. There is an end of a cycle. And it looks like you being hella self-made and filling your cup so that you can experience, so that you can be given, so that you can become this, so that when this comes through, when the next chapter comes through, we ready, we ready, we ready. All right, I love you. Happy birthday, baby. Let's get into it. Please stay tuned for the Patreon plunge. Patreon.com/justjeverything. All right. Hey, Cancer, let's get into it. I want to start by pointing out that with the Chariot on the bottom of the deck, first and foremost, whatever obstacle comes your way, you overcome it by way of integrating the lesson and the wisdom and moving forward. Acting on spirit, knowing the difference between spirit and your emotions, and moving forward. And what do you move forward into? An upgrade. Love, connection, intensity, depth, enrichment, and you really leveling up in some sort of way, which is why the Hierophant has come out at the end to make sure that we ask these important questions about what's needed to move forward. Because I'm going to spend so much time right here with this little fuck face. This is the only card in the deck that I don't like. This is actually Moon in Cancer. And this card is really showing that there is something going on there is an evolution in your season in regards to how you relate to things being given to you, how you relate to being like someone offering to take care of you. Let someone get used to taking care of you. Let someone get used to being considerate and thoughtful about you. Because when you just say, no, it's okay, you know, that person is like, all right, well then I guess you don't need access to this part of me. So I'm gonna eventually, you know, that will to ask will start to atrophy. If you don't allow yourself to open up, let go of your focus on the past, let go of it. Let go of your focus on your friends, or your focus on maybe a third-party relationship, or your focus on whatever it is for you. It's going to be different for everybody. This is a general reading. But you've got to first establish a healthier relationship with receptivity and with spirits specifically. Because underneath here, the Ace of Cups is indicated again. Ace of Cups indicated here, and the actual Ace of Cups. All that's in between you in this Ace of Cups is open arms, trust within yourself, trusting yourself to do the right thing. And for some of you, you may need to be here for a while. You may need to really, really evaluate. Are you receiving what you want? Are you, what do you need to open up to? What do you need to be more receptive to? How can you acquire a better, more upgraded internal security system? Because this is what the armor looks like when you do the spiritual work, when you do the shadow work, when you integrate your shadow and your dark, your light and your dark, excuse me. You acquire armor and are in the position to receive. So let's clarify the Four of Cups. Please clarify the Four of Cups for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Cancer season 2022. Because there is, what's going on here, what's indicated to me is freedom. This looks like freedom, and an evolution and interacting with the divine impacts how you interact with your physical world, this 3D simulation that we're in, and how you relate to other people who are just refractions and reflections of you. We are all just fractals of the divine, fractals of each other. And so how you interact with spirit is going to change who you allow to have access to, what you allow yourself to devote to. I feel like some of you may be going through a bit of like a crisis, or go through like some sort of like change or aha moment or something sudden going on, because the couple turned upside down here, and then the couple like falling here. And it's interesting because this doesn't look negative to me. This looks like people getting unbound from something that was restrictive, and this feels like falling in love. An opportunity for self-mastery, though, comes first before it's like learning how to individually, it's like almost like you've met somebody after they've like gone through their like midlife crisis or something like that, or you and your partner are mastering, are really good with crisis management, or really good with like sudden changes or hiccups in travel and hiccups in your relationships. Like it's like there's some sort of mastery that's happening here, and it feels like it's impacting how you relate to others, and it's putting you in this position to like be like this guru kind of like thing, or people really come to you for your advice, or come to you for your wisdom, or people really seeking you out for your skill set or for your advice or your knowledge. Some of you may be going to school, falling in love at school, okay, let me just get here. Please clarify the Four of Cups, because there's stuff coming in and you need to be receptive to it. It's time to really evaluate your relationship to freedom, to release, to excess, to, playfulness. There's some sort of like limited belief that's being released. And I feel like it's a safe place to, articulate and talk about and explore your dark thoughts. Explore your relationship to detachment. What do you need to detach from? There's, the Four of Pentacles. Nothing came out, but the Four of Pentacles did flash and it didn't want to come through. So there's definitely something going on with the way that you emotionally, spiritually, or creatively relate to yourself, to inspiration, to creativity, to others, to maybe someone else with Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio placements. There is just something shifting and relating. Oh, okay. Strength reversed. So there may be some outdated, okay, and some of this self-protective tactics have to do with your relationship to your father, or to paternal energy, or to a Leo. Maybe someone with Leo, sun, moon, or rising. I feel like it has a lot to do with, it's time to evaluate your relationship to control. Maybe some of you are finally giving up control, or there's a big personality around you that things are changing with. Nine of Cups on the bottom of the deck says that there is a lot of like that freedom and maturation that happens when like you are allowing yourself to graduate or level up. Some of you, this is about school, or like going back and seeking some sort of knowledge. I want another card for the Four of Cups, because I really want to like, let's close out this fucking old foundation, because with the Tower here, some sort of this old emotional or spiritual or creative foundation, or the way that you used to do this something, it's not working anymore. And there's freedom coming, freedom by way of information and knowledge, and freedom that's coming by way of this Saturn retrograde, freedom that's coming by way of Mars being in Aries, and then eventually Mars going into Taurus, Venus being in Taurus. There's a lot of opportunities to level up. So please continue to clarify the Four of Cups for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Oh, fucking, wow, the Nine of Cups. Interesting, that was on the bottom of the deck just now. So I do feel like there's that difference again that we're talking about here. With the Ten of Cups on the bottom of the deck. Yes, figure out, understand, you won't know what to really do with the Ten of Cups for the long haul until you really fully master the Nine of Cups. And when you really get to this content, like a secured attachment style, a secure place of in your creativity, a secure place in your spirituality, a secure place in how you love yourself, how you relate to other people, it's going to shift. Things are going to shift, and you'll be presented with the opportunity to take things to the next level, to really love and connect in a different kind of level than you have before. And so I do feel like it goes from being like the like indignant, kind of closed off, or like know-it-all, or kind of, it goes from like a very mature and immature to like a very mature, self-made, like someone that is just like really, really learned from hindsight. And as I was shuffling, the Seven of Pentacles fell through, or was hidden in the deck. And so I feel like this is like a sign to really start investing in your independence and doing something your way, maybe stepping up your sovereignty, your independence, your entrepreneurship, whatever thing that you need, or maybe it's a spiritual kind of calling, or a spiritual interaction or creative project. It's like there is something about investing in ending a cycle or severing yourself from something, investing in independence and sovereignty. Please clarify the Devil reverse, because this is, I mean, that full moon in Capricorn is going to be very important for you. I mean, this is, the Devil reverse is about release. It's about like severing something. Like there is some, and it's like severing from the old. What is their liberation from? What do they need liberation from? The Hanged Man, maybe something that's like has you stuck. Separating from shame, separating from something that you felt guilty about. Definitely, like, this is a thing about bondage. Look at this, like the arms, the chains here. Whatever's had you in mental bondage. Some of you are experiencing freedom from a Pisces, or maybe there is a Pisces, Capricorn, or Aquarius that's really coming out of a dark period, when, like someone that's close to you, that's some of you is freedom from addiction, or that person is getting freedom from addiction. There is definitely something here about being on the verge of a breakthrough or leveling up. That's the big thing. I gotta like maybe name this leveling up, because that's what this feels like. It's just a time where I feel like you get to experience a different kind of leveling up. You're being called to like your highest potential. And that means there may be some big shifts, some things that need to be released, some unhealthy attachments or some sort of self-limiting beliefs that need to be addressed, things that may be like mentally or physically, or this could be connections or friends or jobs or whatever, is like something is holding you back. And often when like you're being called to something like, more, we gotta face our shadow so that we can step into this new version of ourselves. And you may be going into like your deepest and darkest places. You may be asked to go into your deepest and darkest places. You are, by way of doing the brave thing during the full moon in Capricorn, your shadow is going to be highlighted that season. That time, that week, that 2 weeks, there is this like highlight of your deepest and darkest places in your psyche, in your body, in your mind, in your childhood, in your past. And whether you're ready or not, like you may experience some like depression or anxiety or some stuff with your mental health, or you really like something happens that really changes your mind, some sort of like secret. But hey, look at that. It's like once you acknowledge the subconscious stuff that's going on, the cycles in the subconscious mind, you're going to really experience a different level and like a different kind of self-worth. Yeah, it's like your mind clears up, you experience a different kind of self-worth, and then you attract that prosperity from the divine, from this simulation. So there is a bit of a breakthrough. Anything else for the devil reverse, please? It's time to like really let yourself be even more self-aware. And that's not self-deprecating. That's being like self-aware, accountable, taking responsibility for your actions, taking responsibility for your protection, for like also protecting yourself, keeping yourself, not letting the rose-colored glasses really, lead you all which way. It's like there's chains here that are breaking off. And some of you, this may have to do with addiction or really poor habits. But, the journey wasn't meant to be easy. It's meant to be meaningful. You're meant to remember this shit so you can impart that wisdom on others around you so that you can improve the collective. So there is a lot of self-assessment that's going to be needed here. And so it would, it would be beneficial, Cancer, for you to like make a list of the things, like the habits, the desires that you need to shed, and really see what you can do about getting after that list. And it's not about like, oh, I need to eat less, la la la. It's just like, what's my relationship to procrastination? Or what's my relationship to like being led by my emotions and doing things that I regret? Can I practice alchemy within myself, which is, emotional regulation is alchemy. I'm getting ready to fucking do this video on this shit, but I want to talk about that. I feel like and that's maybe some sort of the wisdom that you're experiencing, like, or leveling up into understanding the power and the extent of alchemy in your life. Is there anything else for the devil reversed? Some of y'all are just getting unstuck. You have been stuck in the mind, stuck in this fantasy, stuck or bound by something. Your hands tied. Wow! Your hands tied behind your back. And I'm telling you, kid, this is a new chapter. This tower ain't nothing to fuck with. This tower ain't nothing to be scared of. This tower is like, fuck yes, let's burn this motherfucker to the ground. Let's burn this, and like not in a negative way either. It's like there are big changes. There's something sudden, something being released, and you really traveling light, not being bound, not having all this heaviness, not all this like closed off energy. not with your hands tied behind your back. There is freedom, release, and like lightheartedness. Really like ready and able to switch things up. That's why I think this like tower situation is coming in is like this. Yeah, you know what? Whenever the shit hits the fan, I figure out I figure out who I am. When shit hits the fan, I figure out who I am a little bit better. And it puts me in a position where I can just do better, you know? Please clarify the tower. So I do feel like there are some like maybe upheaval or plans getting disrupted in some sort of way. But for the tower to be at the center of the reading, this is like all about, hey, what's going on with your footwork? What's going on with your spiritual and your faith footwork? Do you have a steady footing, like a firm footing in who you are, so that no matter what comes your way, no matter what sudden changes or sudden release or whatever emotional outbursts or ego people, or shit that comes back from the past, people that want to put a hold on you, whatever old bad habits that you want to like, that you're tempted to fall into. Hey, how do you react to that at this point? Do you know how to switch shit up? Do you know how to like call yourself out, check yourself up, like check in on yourself? Give yourself a progress report. Do you know when to let shit fall apart? Please clarify the tower. So there's definitely going to be some unexpected shift. And that unexpected shift may be fucking love. You falling in love with someone, you being in a relationship, you getting married, or you planning a wedding, or going back to school, or finding new friends, adopting a new philosophy in some sort of way, or a new way of thinking, a new way of a new perspective, possibly. Please clarify the tower. I'm just so optimistic. This is how it feels. This feels very optimistic. And there definitely may be somebody with fire placements around. Please clarify. And that's Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, but specifically Aries or Scorpio. Please clarify the tower for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Seven of Swords, reverse. Wow, I'm telling you, these are huge breakthroughs. Some of you have been dragging around a huge betrayal. And I feel like it goes down to the root of like even the father. It's like, my father didn't protect me. Why would I fully trust you to protect me? My mother didn't protect me. Why would I trust you to protect me? Well, like, and I'm telling you, there's something that's being held up in the realm of the subconscious mind that's keeping you from really loving fully and freely. So that's going to be addressed. I love you. But these betrayals, baby, are really these betrayals combined with your willpower, bitch, and your desire and intellect and emotional intellect, like your ability to transmute, to will yourself to transmute this pain into power is beautiful. To stand up for yourself. And then bam, the Ace of Pentacles again. Please continue to clarify the tower. I mean, this change could be seen as an opportunity. It's just going to require you looking at from that kind of Queen of Swords stance, from that kind of Fool stance. Yeah, where you really, you're like denying yourself this new relationship with yourself. Or there may be, for some of you, it's like you're getting over an old wound caused by an old relationship, or a new relationship is triggering you. It's triggering you to remember stuff from the past, but it's leveling you up. There's definitely stuff going on with Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, specifically Leo, specifically Aries. And it just feels like there is this growing up, this confidence that's coming in. And whatever change or whatever you're going through, it's putting you in this position to really shift your perspective on what was these betrayals. It's like these betrayals, some betrayal came through and then fucked around and activated your ass. You know what I mean? And now all of a sudden you're like successful and like happy and confident and wielding your sexual energy really wisely. And it's important for you to make sure that you are deeply connected with your sexual, physical, spiritual, and sexual energy, and that it's wielded wisely, and you're giving your sexual energy to people who know what the fuck to do with it, who know what the fuck to do with you, who see you and are just like, oh, hell yes, I know how to handle this. I know how to not fumble this. Okay, please clarify the Two of Cups. Because there is some sort of like humbling experience coming through. Having a revelation, possibly, like suddenly seeing the truth or being exposed to something that's been hidden. But that's the thing about the Tower, y'all. The Tower only comes up when something in life isn't working out, but we refuse to acknowledge the issues, you know? Like, we build this fucking precarious as fuck situation for ourselves that's held together with these temporary situations like denial and hopes, likes, thoughts, and prayers. And it's just like the foundation isn't solid, honey, and there's possible destruction. If you're going to try to like build atop like this structurally unsound foundation, then absolutely some stuff needs to fall apart and crumble, but it's happening for you. And it's going to put you in the position to purge, detox, and start over. But trust and believe you have the option to see yourself as the lightning bolt of change, the lightning bolt of clarity. Please clarify the Two of Cups. And experience a new chapter in how you relate to people and how people relate to you. Please clarify the Two of Cups for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For Cancer season 2022. There's just something new inside of you. So it's it's attracting newness to you. Venus coming into your sign is going to bring love, bring connection, bring confidence, bring money, bring recognition. It's gonna bring options. Wow. Two of Cups. Some of you have multiple options. Some of you, I feel like, and also some of you are trying to figure out if you want to keep entertaining nights or not. Because I feel like you're very much so showing up in your queen, king level energy, especially in your season. And you need to figure out, are you interested in entertaining nights anymore? Think on it, because you may have a bit of a decision to make. There may be somebody with a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius placements that really has you in your feelings and your thoughts, needing to really evaluate your autonomy or your relationship to independence, really understanding your relationship to the fact that you have it all. You just need to figure out why you're doing what you're doing so you can get out of your comfort zone and really experience receptivity, reciprocity, and soulmate shit. You know, some of you may be like, this just feels very soulmate like, and because there's this rebirth that's happening in the realm of your divine feminine energy and your worthiness. Please clarify the Hierophant. So don't resist this change that's coming through, because there's themes here of like wisdom, knowledge, education, religion, conformity. The Hierophant interprets, they protect, they teach sacred mysteries, and their only possible counterpart is the Hierophant. And you are the High Priestess, Cancer, ruled by the moon. And so, oh my God, I can't even, this makes me want to cry. Like some of you, like you've been looking for your Hierophant, or you are the Hierophant finally stepping into your Hierophant and you're about to receive your High Priestess. Some of you are finally like just leveling up. I'm telling you. Some of you may be going back to school or studying. But I think it's a great time to evaluate your relationship to tradition, to traditions, to structure, to religion, to marriage, to, you know, attachment styles, relationship styles, romantic, like, lifestyles. Oh my gosh. I'm not taking all these, but I did see the Nine of Swords. Okay. So some of you, yeah, there's a bit of like, you've got to evaluate your shit, but there is a lot of healing coming here. I just heard I don't want to be a player no more. Some of y'all need to be turning in your player card. You just don't have the time or energy or want to juggle or to juggle. Yeah, but you're going to have to get out of your comfort zone, especially if you want some soulmate shit. Especially if you want some deep, like, healing love, soul, like, connective love, like that. Good. You're going to have to evaluate your relationship to truth, to words, to expression, to the past. That's a really big thing. Please continue to clarify the Hierophant. But the keys are at your feet. The keys are being given to you. You have the opportunity to unlock wisdom. There may be a mentor or someone that just introduces you to, like, the next level. Someone that upgrades you, or you're upgrading them. Final message for the Hierophant. I said I wasn't going to take all those damn cards. Hey, it puts you in a position to turn your fucking back, babe. Puts you in a position to turn your back and really become the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups has shown up so much because I'm telling you, there's a leveling up. I can't even say, there's like a next level. Okay, I love you. You got this. It's like, you ready or not? Are you ready or not? Are you ready to get everything that you want? Are you ready to, like, just, all you got to do, because all you got to do is be honest. You have to just be real honest with yourself. Then you get to be real honest with other people. And when you're real, that level of honest it's just like there's someone that's coming through and I just feel like they're down for you. Don't rush into anything, but trust and believe that, like, the goodness, the ooey gooey, that Venus, I'm telling you, it's bringing in a new chapter, a new definition of success, togetherness, love, and family. And you are special. You are so fucking worthy. You are so worth this. I love you. You got us.